SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. This is Madden Football on EA Sports. Taylor and the LA Chargers taking on Sam Darnold and the New York Jets.
After 5 seasons playing in Carson, the Chargers have a new home, and it's the beautiful new SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the New York Jets and the Los Angeles Chargers. Get strapped in. It's just about time to get the party started. And we are underway in Southern California. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result had he opted for the touchback. The USC product, Sam Darnold, the number 3 overall pick in 2018, ready to go. Here's the Jets takeover on offense.
Year 3 now of Sam Darnold being the starting quarterback with the New York Jets, and as you might expect, some ups and downs along the way. That's what happens with young quarterbacks. Last year, 19 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, had to play through some sickness and injury. But the Jets really believe in this guy and showed it by upgrading their offensive line in order to get him more protection moving forward.
And here's the game's number 3 all-time rusher, Frank Gore. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
Brings up second and
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And he'll be tackled at about the 35.
35-yard line.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
Darnold on third down, and he finds his man Griffin. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
Down, New York.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage, so they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Casey Hayward. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Chargers now get ready for their opening possession as they feature at quarterback in his 10th season in the NFL, Tyrod Taylor.
Many in the outside world see Tyrod Taylor as a bridge quarterback since the Chargers moved on from Phillip Rivers and drafted Justin Herbert. But head coach Anthony Lynn, he sees much more than that. They were together as play caller and quarterback in Buffalo when they went to the playoffs. And Coach Lynn believes that Tyrod Taylor can replicate that in Los Angeles.
Taylor and the Chargers come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. After the interception, here's Taylor. Open man is Hill. He's got it. That catch good for only a couple.
Complete.
That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic, and people wanting to put a little contact on him. Really well done.
Throwing again on second down. Taylor. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. 12 yards there and a first down.
Brandon, I think we can see early on they're making a concerted effort to get him the football. So to me, that means they like the matchup that they have. They feel like he's better than the guys that are covering him.
2 plays, 2 passes. We'll see if they go back to that well. Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a pickup of 12. Second play in a row with a 12-yard gain.
With Melvin Gordon moving on to Denver, Austin Eckler is officially the Chargers' #1 option at the running back position. Gordon spent a lot of time holding out last year, and Eckler took full advantage with a breakout season. 92 receptions, 993 yards, and 8 touchdowns. He was in the top 10 in the league in receptions, receiving touchdowns, and all-purpose yards.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A fake to Eckler. Now here's Taylor. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Terrell Basham in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
And we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. From the gun, it's Taylor. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
Brings up 3rd and 11.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set here as they try to stop this 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Taylor. The Jets defense making things difficult there. 4th down.
That was a nice job defensively of disguising their coverage and making it difficult for the quarterback to lock in on a receiver, and it results in an incomplete pass.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This will be from 56 yards out. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And this will remain a scoreless game. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. Now, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 46. They start on the ground with Pirine, and he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Pretty straightforward play there by the linebacker. He saw the run, went with straight-ahead pursuit, and dumped him behind the line of scrimmage.
Second and 12 now at the 44-yard line. Darnold from the gun. And that throw intercepted. It's Chris Harris, the Pro Bowl corner. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will score. Touchdown, LA.
Touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Michael Badgley on for the extra point. And the Chargers grab the 7-0 lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Now this will make it into the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Sam Darnold leading the offense out for their next possession and looking to erase his memory bank from his opening drive a moment ago that ended in a pick six for the first points of the ball game.
And in my experience, a lot of quarterbacks, after throwing a pick six, the first thing they want to do is fire another one and get those points back immediately. But what really helps you get back in sync is a good, long, methodical drive, mixing the run and the pass, tamp things down a little bit.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
And the Jets.
That tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Darnold's pass.
So much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. 15 yards on the play, first down.
Gain of 15. First down, Jets.
On first down, it's Gore. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Jets, nothing.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Here's Pirine. And he'll be close to a first down at the Chargers' 32. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They run. It's Gore. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Throwing quickly, Darnold, that's complete. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. A shotgun snap for Darnold. They will find his man. That's Hogan, complete. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
A gain of 7. First down, New York.
On first down, Darnold. He's got this one complete to Perriman. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, minicamp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
So 1st and goal and a chance to make amends for the earlier pick 6. Again, Darnold to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
When you're running the slant, timing is everything. And against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
The veteran Frank Gore stands alone in the backfield on 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all.
Brought down.
Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
Partner's been my experience that after 2 stops like that near the goal line, defenses only become bolder. They don't back off at all. I think they continue to bring pressure and force them to make a really big play against them.
And the incompletion, then the run for no gain. Let's see now. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And this will be caught in the end end zone. Touchdown, Jets.
Michael Pirine.
LaMichael Pirine
New York.
there to make the grab. And the Jets are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And, man, Charles, talk about zinging something in there. Those gloves, they help with one-handed catches, the fun stuff. Any padding for a rocket like that?
One would think so, but I'll guarantee you this. After that throw, his hands will hurt later. Not right now in the moment. He's just feeling good about catching it.
Yeah, a little stinger, but a touchdown. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And it's finished off by a New York Jets touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he returns this to the 22.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Taylor and the Chargers come up 1st and 10 at their own 22. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
8 yards on the pickup.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. And it's complete. Henry. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger first down.
1st and 10.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, he's just trying to throw this ball into the hole in the zone, but those windows can open and close quickly, especially in the middle of the field. So if the timing's not right, we'll see interceptions like that one right there.
Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. And they're the recipient of a nice gift here late in the half with a real chance to put points on the board.
And it's been a difficult half for them in terms of putting points on the board. So here with this gift, with this opportunity, they've got to find a way to cash it in. After the interception, here's Darnold looking for Perriman there. He's got him.
And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
A gain of 11 on the play. First down, New York.
So first and 10 now from the 30. Back to throw, Darnold. And dropping it off underneath, here's Pirine. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. So the ball down to the 16 here for first and 10. Darnold, he's got Herndon, his tight end. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Darnold to throw again. And Darnold going to be intercepted for the third time. Picked off down near the 5. Then he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range. But boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. 23 yards, the final tally.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
They'll throw on first down with Taylor. And going deep for Hill. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. K.J. Hill, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up second down.
Certainly no lack of aggressiveness here. They were hoping for the home run play to get them 6 points. They're hoping for a catch, maybe a call. But they figure they can at least get into field goal range with a completion.
Taylor incomplete on first down. Here's second and 10. To throw again. Taylor, he'll buy some time right. He'll run it. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Chargers going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. They go play action with Taylor. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. Joe Reed, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down.
It's second down and 10.
After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10. Throwing again. Taylor. Short pass caught by Henry. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have the show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. We saw a strong first half from our quarterback. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Sometimes you need a phone, one to keep your eyes open, keep you on your toes. You know the ones that want to keep you where you've been before. But I can't go, no I can't go. And whoa, sometimes I need a check. Not the sneakers, but the ones that make you watch your step. You change your name, how about your respect? Getting more than what I get, expecting up the back. In fact, I know I sat down with my accountant, he said I got good news and I got bad news.
Set and ready to go for the second half. One touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it first and 10. Out of the gun, it's Taylor. That one complete to him. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
The 40-yard line.
Running on first down, Eckler. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 43-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. From the gun, Taylor is thrown incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Hunter Henry, and that'll make it 3rd down. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
On the screen, this is Eckler. Out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. That one good for 13 and a Charger first.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Taylor a handoff. It's Eckler. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Oftentimes when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
On 2nd and 11 now. Taylor toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Mike Williams, the intended target. And that takes us from second to third down.
We always talk about receivers. If the ball hits your hand, you're supposed to haul it in, but it is hard to adjust to a pass thrown a little bit behind you.
That one was all the momentum going forward. Couldn't contort his body back to grab it. On third down, Taylor. That's into the hands of Eckler. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a fourth down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. This from 54 yards away. And this one is right down Broadway.
It is good.
And the Chargers grab themselves a 3-0 lead.
10, Jets 7.
Well, they don't get a touchdown here on the opening drive of the third quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
Long converted the field goal. Now he handles the kickoff duties. Taken in at the 3. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own.
Here's the Jets offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, first and 10 at their own 28-yard line. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. He'll lose a yard there, and it's second and 11.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Of a yard there to start out. That leads to a second and 11. Back to the ground, this time with Gore. This will go for 5 up to the 33.
Frank Gore, the Jets.
On a second and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on third down.
Throwing here on third down, Darnold. He finds Pirine out of the backfield. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Here's the Jets punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. L.A. readies for its next possession. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. They'll roll him out right. Now he'll pull it down. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Taylor dancing to his left. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier in this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Going on the ground with Eckler. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
6-yard line.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 5 now. Taylor over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Mike Williams that time, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
3rd and 5.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. From the gun, Taylor. He is going to find Hill here. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 29-yard line.
Chargers. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
As they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Fake to Eckler. Now here's Taylor. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
Taylor incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. On the ground, it's Eckler. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Eluding the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
He certainly had plenty of success running the ball, and right now I'm getting the sense that he's looking to take off and run every time he steps back to throw it.
But they did a nice job there collapsing on him and holding him to a short gain. Anthony Lynn says now's the time. His guy's going on 4th down. They'll run for it with Eckler. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a 1st down. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. So he needed 1. He ended up getting 3.
And I really like the way he ran that one, too. That's really intelligent running because oftentimes a running back could get too greedy. Try and hit the home run on a play where you just need a few yards. Well done there, making sure you got the 1st down and not worrying about trying to get a touchdown.
Full right side, complete to Williams. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
From the gun, it's Taylor. He finds his receiver, Williams, for a Charger touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab, and the Chargers are going to add on to their lead.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. It's good to make it 17-7. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. Kick it away following the touchdown. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
At their own.
New York ready to go again offensively. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 24. From the gun, he'll set up to throw. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Brashad Perriman, and now it's 2nd down.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Darnold from the gun. Flushed out right. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Jerry Tillery able to collapse the pocket, get to him, and drop him for a loss of a yard. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack. A shotgun snap for Darnold. And right side caught Hogan.
Darnold's pass.
And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They snap it. They're going for it. Here's Darnold. And they hit him as he throws. As this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. L.A. set to take over again on offense. A real chance for them to salt this game away after that turnover on downs, holding a 2-score lead in the 4th quarter. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Defensively, no doubt they need a quick stop. Offensively here, maybe do you put it in the air on 2nd down, or do you go ahead and keep it on the ground, keep that clock moving?
A lot of people would ask that question, partner, because sometimes throwing the ball might actually be the path of least resistance. But in this case, it's a matter of trust. How much do you trust your quarterback? Because you throw the ball and it goes awry, you really don't look smart as a coach.
Yeah, and then you stop that clock. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Down to the 25. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Here's Taylor. He's got a man open. That's Allen. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. It's Tyrod Taylor there to Keenan Allen. And the Chargers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Badgley on for the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. Long now will kick it away following the touchdown. And this will make it into the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The New York set to take the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. first down. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, second down.
Incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. To throw is Darnold. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag is down. This could possibly be a push-off. So they decline it as that will bring up 4th.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you've got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. 4th down, and for Darnold, it's desperation time. It's caught by Herndon. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
First down.
Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. On 1st down, it's Darnold. He's going to find his running back. It's complete.
Darnold's pass.
It's a gain of 5, and it'll be a 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Throw complete to Herndon. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To the air again, Darnold. He's got Herndon, his tight end. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 23 yards on the play. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That's complete right around the 8. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Four yards to go on 2nd down from the 7. Again, Darnold. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. He was looking for Jamison Crowder there. And it's 3rd down.
Harris on the coverage.
This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. Darnold to throw again. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Intercepted. The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Taylor to a knee, and that ought to just about do it. So this one's over. It's in the win column for the L.A. Chargers. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long, everybody.